Good morning, class. All right, let's settle down. I'm sure you all had wildly entertaining and adventurous weekends, but the weekend is over and it's time to focus up. Today, we're talking about... Does anyone know how to pronounce this word? Anyone? Let's talk about genre.
Go ahead.
It's just a fancy French way of saying kind or sort. It's more or less a synonym for category. And it's a term that applies to more than just film. Rock, pop, and rap are all music genres. Television has sitcoms and police procedurals and reality-based content. Likewise, movies fall into a number of categories. Top-level genres include narrative, avant-garde, and documentary. Documentary movies follow a lot of the same genre conventions as narrative films in terms of structure, but we're not really talking about documentaries here. We'll just knock this out of the way. Okay, avant-garde films, all that experimental art house stuff. We're gonna get rid of that too. That's the category films get put into when they make zero sense or adopt quote-unquote non-narrative forms. Eye-rolling and often insufferable garbage. I'm sure it's not without merit, but again, it's not what we're discussing right now. No, what we're interested in is narrative films, feature films. The simple fact is that if we're talking about movies, 99 times out of 100, we're going to be talking about narrative-driven Hollywood or Hollywood-adjacent style filmmaking. If you're here for something else, I'm sorry, I can't help you. From these broad... Hey, I said I'm sorry. I can't help you. I won't. From these broad top-level genres, we get primary categories like drama and comedy and horror, among many others. These are the popular standards, but they aren't inflexible. Genres are not fixed, they evolve over time. And almost all of them can be mixed and matched like Lego blocks, creating new and exciting genres. These new and exciting genres are what we call subgenres. Mix a comedy with a horror and get horror comedy. A subgenre of both the comedy and horror genres. Mix a western with a science fiction adventure and get... Oh, that's not good. You know, maybe western sci-fi wasn't such a great example. Alright, that's fine. I'll take it. It's arguably the worst of the trilogy. But it's better than that other garbage, so. You can also create subgenres by combining genres with specific settings or themes. Horror movies demonstrate this quite well, as many of its subgenres are defined purely by the nature and identity of the villain. Slashers, monsters, ghosts, zombies. Anyway, you get the idea. But what makes a genre a genre? The long answer is, there are a lot of factors. Film conventions, narrative structures, formats, stock characters, iconography, even the way in which a movie is filmed, its setting, its mood, its themes, can evoke particular genres. And beyond the content of the film, the target market itself can create the genre. For example, kids' movies, family movies, chick flicks. Even things like the budget and quality of the film are used as genres, with blockbusters and indie films and B-movies. The short answer? Tropes! What is a trope? Great question. Tropes are significant or recurrent themes. They are motifs, elements that recur throughout the piece. Some tropes are synonymous with particular genres. The gunslinger, the showdown at high noon, tumbleweeds bouncing through the streets. These are elements, or tropes, of the classic Western. Every genre has tropes, to varying degrees, that exemplify the category. Use all of these tropes and nothing else, and get a straightforward genre flick. Mix and match these tropes and you can get some pretty wild results. We joke about tropes when they are overused or ham-fisted. But when used correctly, they create an unspoken language between the filmmakers and the audience. They help build worlds that viewers will understand instinctively. And a good director, a good storyteller, can use them as intended or manipulate them to subvert the audience's expectations.
What do you mean?
Whether you're making your own movie or trying to get the most out of your viewing experience, understanding genre, with its tropes and conventions, can lead to a more fulfilling creative process and richer viewing experience. Writers can create worlds and characters that feel authentic. Directors and cinematographers can develop the right style, pacing, and setting. Composers can create scores that guide the audience through the story and evoke an emotional response. And as a consumer, I get an inkling about what kind of movie on which I'm about to spend a stupid amount of my money and/or time. It's win-win. Okay, here are 3 things to remember with genre. 1. Genre is a classification system composed of various elements, including tropes. 2. Tropes are motifs, significant or recurrent themes. They are the ingredients of genre. And 3. Genres are malleable and evolve over time.
Well, I'm convinced.
If you're a filmmaker, it's nearly impossible to make a good genre flick without understanding the genre itself. Likewise, if you're viewing a movie and are unfamiliar with the genre it's based within, it's nearly impossible to assess it critically. Understanding the ways in which we categorize movies helps us understand how they are made, who they appeal to, and why they are important. And despite how different some genres are, despite the varied and exhaustive list of tropes used to construct them, one thing connects them. One element unites genre and gives it purpose. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be very much appreciated. More videos in this series can be found using the links in the description. And don't forget to subscribe. It's free!
Yes.
Until next time.
Class dismissed.